In today's video, I will be giving you the best jump shot on NBA 2K25. I will have 3 jump shots for each height, so it doesn't matter what your height or your rating is, there will be a jump shot for you shown in this video, and I will leave timestamps for each jump shot so you know exactly when each shot will be shown. All I ask for this is please drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Now let me show you the most consistent and best jump shots you can make on NBA 2K25. Now really quickly, before we get into the jump shots, there are a few settings you will need to change that will give you a massive advantage on jump shots. First thing you're going to want to do is come to your My Player, come down to your animations, come all the way over to customize head, and then go to the first one, perfect release animation SFX. Make sure your visibility is on all shots. This is very important. Next, come over to shot meter shots, and you want to make sure your visibility for shots is off. This is extremely important because when you have no jump shot meter, the green window is boosted, and in a game like this you need all you can get when it comes to a boosted green window. And then lastly, come down to your shot feedback, and me as a point guard, I like simple because you see how it pops up excellent right as you shoot the ball. I like it showing up like that. A lot of spot ups inside centers like all shots, I prefer simple, but this is just a setting where you can choose that. And the next important thing is your hotspot. As you can see, I have not only hotspots around the entire court, but I have 3 lethal spots where I shoot the most. The lethal spots are definitely important, but I think just having hotspots all around the court is the most important thing so you can be a threat from anywhere. And to get those 3 lethal spots, just go to the Art of Shooting gym and you can choose between either 1, 2, or 3 lethal spots to unlock. Next, come down to your controller settings, and anybody worried about your shot timing visual cue, don't be. Anytime you use a custom jump shot, which is what I'll be showing you in this video, it automatically overwrites your shot timing visual cue with the visual cue on the custom jump shot. So this does not matter. But you do need to make sure you are playing on high risk reward. This is very important. It just has the highest skill gap and the biggest green windows possible. This is very important to make sure you have on. And lastly is boosts. You need to be buying jump shot boosts if you take jump shots, and then the Gatorade Thirst Quencher gives you that extra little blue bar. If you have the VC to spare, buy them both. If you don't, definitely buy the jump shot and then make sure your weekly workout is done. But yeah, you absolutely need to be buying jump shot boosts if you take jump shots. They're only 150 VC per game if you buy the 10 bundle, so make sure you're doing that. And now that we have every little setting and little advantage that you need to shoot better on this game, let's get into the jump shots. Let's go. So this is the first jump shot and the best jump shot on the game for anybody 6'4" or below. Cameron Thomas base, Oscar Robertson and Kyrie Irving upper releases. I have shown this jump shot before, and that's just because it's the best and most consistent jump shot on the game. So I'm not going to create new jump shots. I'm going to show you guys the best jump shot in the game. This jump shot is good for rhythm shooting. I would recommend only shooting with extra square if you're a small guard. Unless you spot up, I will have a jump shot for you later on if you want that. But yeah, Cam Thomas, and this is exactly 3 ticks past push. Usually from this, you go 3 ticks past push. I always like max release speed if you do only rhythm shoot. I know a lot of people use 3/4 speed, but if you don't rhythm shoot, I would always do max. Let me show you guys what this jump shot looks like in game. And this is just one of those jump shots that I put on in the year in September, and I have not looked back. Well, I did kind of look back for like a month, but this is just the most consistent jumper in the game by far for me. I love the timing of it. It's fast, but it's not too fast. It has a high release. It helps the fade timing, which I'll get into right after this. Just a great jump shot. The most consistent jump shot that I've found. Try this out. Let me know what you guys think. Now, for any small guard, fading is very important this year, and my favorite fade is Chris Paul. I think for middies and overall, it's the easiest to time. It's a little bit slower than what a lot of other people use, which is Pro 2. You can try out Pro 2, but I prefer Chris Paul. Let me show you guys a few jump shots with Chris Paul. So for mids, I would definitely recommend Chris Paul 100%. I do know people that like Pro 2, but this is what Chris Paul looks like from mids. Now, if you only fade from 3, you can try Pro 2. This is still consistent, and I actually prefer fading with this next jump shot I'm going to show you right here. And then the jump shot that I've been using for the last couple months is right here. Patty Mills, Oscar Robertson, Kyrie Irving. It's the same uppers as my last jump shot, the one that I just showed you, except Patrick Mills base. Simply put, this is just a way faster base, but you do not unlock this base until you hit the starter 4 reps. So if you don't have this base, use Cam Thomas. Like I said, I actually went back to Cam Thomas. I think it's more consistent than this. This is a little bit less consistent than Cam Thomas, but the jump shot gets off faster. And I have this exactly 10 ticks past push. So you want to go to push, put it 10 ticks past push, 65% Oscar Robertson, 35% Kyrie Irving, max release speed. This is what 95% of the, you know, sweaty, smaller point guards you guys will run into use is Patty Mills' base, just because it's the fastest base for point guards with a consistent jump shot. And then Oscar Robertson is just one of the best uppers. I like Kyrie Irving. I would not recommend rhythm shooting with his jump shot. If you guys want to rhythm shoot, I got you after this. Let me show you guys a few clips of what this jump shot looks like. And this jump shot is absolute cash. Like I said, I've been using this for the last couple months, but this is one jump shot I would not recommend rhythm shooting with. Now, I do it sometimes off the catch and shoot, like very, very rarely, but that's just because of how fast it is. Like, it's fast, not to the point where you can't time it. With rhythm shooting, you can, but it's consistent and fast, if you guys get what I'm saying. Like, the flick of the wrist is very easy to time with a very high and fast release and base. So this is the jump shot I've been using. But if you do rhythm shoot, this next jump shot is for you. Let me show you. And then finally, if you don't like Cam Thomas for some reason, or you primarily rhythm shoot, try out this Allen Iverson, Oscar Robertson, Beluba. And if you cannot find Beluba, go all the way down. It's at the bottom. I know it starts with a B, but it's all the way at the bottom. Try this out. I have this 10 ticks past push as well. This is what I think is best for rhythm shooting. The first jump shot I showed you is just the best overall, good for rhythm shooting and X. The second one I showed you got to be starter 4+, not good for rhythm shooting. This one is good for rhythm shooting and X or square, but I think this is just definitely better for rhythm shooting. You don't have to do max release speed. You can do 3/4 release speed as well, but I like max release speed. Let me show you guys what this jump shot actually looks like. So even though I don't rhythm shoot that often, I have friends that do, and this has just been a super consistent jump shot for smaller guards. Whether you X or rhythm shoot, a lot of people use this Allen Iverson if they don't like Cam Thomas. For some reason, if somebody doesn't like Cam Thomas, the first base that I showed you, they like to use this Allen Iverson base, and it's a lot of people that rhythm shoot. So this is definitely very, very good for rhythm shooting. Try this out if you rhythm shoot. Let me know. It's still good with the button, but I would recommend rhythm shooting with this. Let's get into the taller jump shots now. So the best jump shot for anybody that's between 6'5" and 6'9" is right here, Jarrett Culver base. Now, I would recommend rhythm shooting with this. If you ISO and you have a higher mid-range or 3, I'll give you guys another jump shot next that I would recommend. But if you spot up and you usually only rhythm shoot, try out this Culver base and try this Oscar Robertson and Charles Bassey upper releases, 65% Oscar, 35% Charles Bassey, max release speed, and I have this exactly 15 ticks past push. You don't need it to be max release speed. You can do 3/4, but I prefer max. And like I just said, this is definitely recommended for rhythm shooting. If you only button shoot and use X or square, this is also very, very good. But I would recommend trying one of the next jump shots out. I am putting this one first because I assume that the majority of people that run these taller builds rhythm shoot. When I go against people that run these taller builds, whether it be ISO players or spot ups, they rhythm shoot. So try this out if you rhythm shoot. And people ask me all the time, when do I release the button or when do I actually rhythm shoot? The flick of the wrist. Right when I'm about to release the ball is when I either let go of the button or flick up. I do that for every single player, but once you get enough, repetitions with a jump shot, you shouldn't need to look at it. You should know by just the timing. And I actually use vibration to my advantage. I use vibration, so try that out. Let's get into the next jump shot though. So now this jump shot for anybody that's between 6'5" and 6'9" requires a bit higher of a rating. As you see, you need at least an 85 mid or 3-point. But if you can't afford this, try this jump shot out. Matt Ryan base, Kobe Bryant and Oscar Robertson upper, 60% Oscar, 40% Kobe. I like max release speed, but you can also go 3/4. Now I have this exactly 10 ticks past push, and this jump shot is absolute money. It's a little expensive at an 85 rating, so if you want a jump shot very similar to this, I'm going to show you guys the one up next. The first one was definitely good for rhythm shooting and spot ups. This one is just absolute cash, amazing for everything. And the next one is also very, very good, similar to this, but is a little bit cheaper in terms of the rating you need. But yeah, Matt Ryan base is extremely good and extremely underrated. Not very many people know about this base. Let me show you guys what this looks like. So like I said, this jump shot is very good whether you are the ball handler, you shoot off dribble like this, or you spot up. One of my friends who wasn't a great shooter started recently rhythm shooting and using this jump shot, and he started to cash out. So if you struggle shooting, try this and start to definitely rhythm shoot. It will change a lot for you on these taller builds. I would definitely recommend doing that. But yeah, this Matt Ryan base is absolute cash. Let me get into the last base for these taller players. And then the last jump shot for anybody between 6'5" and 6'9" is right here. Jalen Tyson base, Baluba, Charles Bassey uppers, 57% Baluba, 43% Charles Bassey. For every jump shot, like I said, I like max release speed, but you can go 3/4, and this is exactly 8 ticks past push. Now, the first jump shot I showed you guys for the 6'5" to 6'9" players was very good for rhythm shooting. The last one I just showed you is extremely good for both. This one is also very, very good for both. I don't know, there's something about these 6'5" to 6'9" players that rhythm shooting is just very, very cash with them. If you can't find Baluba, scroll all the way to the bottom. I know it starts with a B, but it's all the way at the bottom of the jump shots. But yeah, Jalen Tyson base, let me show you guys what this looks like. So this is actually the base that I was using on this build for a while. This is my high flyer. I don't play on him that often, but when I do, this is the base that I was using. And that's just because the attribute requirement, it's not too high, but it's also not too low. It's just enough where my build meets it, and I really like this Tyson base. Like I said, you guys ask me all the time. I always release it at the flick of the wrist. And even on these taller players, I prefer X or button shooting, but I know rhythm shooting is probably better. Let's get to the next one. So for the first jump shot for anybody that is taller than 6'10", try this. Jonathan Isaac based, Chris Bosh, and Rashard Lewis. Now I like this at 3/4 speed, and I have this exactly 8 ticks past push. Now you see this requires at least an 80 mid or 3-point. If you have lower than that, I will have a jump shot for you at the very end, do not worry. But if you have at least an 80, try this out. Jonathan Isaac base, you see the percentages, Chris Bosh and Rashard Lewis. Like I said, 8 ticks past push. Now, if you are this tall, you know, a footer taller than 6'10", every time you shoot, you should pretty much be rhythm shooting. I would not recommend button shooting. I mean, you can hit them, but rhythm shooting just gives you such higher percentages at such a low 3-pointer and at such a taller player. I don't know why 2K did that this year, but yeah, you should be rhythm shooting. Let me show you guys what this jump shot looks like. And I will say, this jump shot right here, compared to what I'm used to, is slow. And that's because I put this on 3/4 speed. I actually think that this jump shot might be a little better full speed for me, but for you guys, because I know a lot of taller players like these slower jump shots, try this out. It's very easy to time, but it is a little slow. If you want a fast one, check this next one out. And the next jump shot for anybody that's 6'10" or taller is right here. Chris Bosh base, Chet Holmgren, Charles Bassey, 67%. I have this 20 ticks past push, pretty much right in between push and release. And I actually have this one max release speed. You don't have to, but I prefer max release speed on this. I do want to warn you, this is extremely fast, especially compared to the last one. The last jump shot was if you were wide open and you have like a second, not even, but you know, you have a wide open jumper and you can time it, green that. This one is definitely faster. You should still rhythm shoot, obviously, because you are 7 foot or 6'10" or taller. But yeah, try this, still rhythm shoot, but this is definitely very, very fast. Let me show you guys what this one looks like. This is an extremely fast jump shot, like I said multiple times. I do want to warn you guys, but that first one was very, very slow at 3/4 speed. So I wanted to give you a fast one just in case you really need to get those quick jump shots off. It's still good for both rhythm and button shooting. I would recommend rhythm shooting, but it is extremely fast. Let me show you one that requires a little bit less of a 3-point rating. And the last jump shot for anybody that is 6'10" or taller is right here. Now this is if you have lower ratings. Now obviously if you are this tall and you have these low of ratings, you should definitely be rhythm shooting and try this out. Jonathan Isaac base, Charles Bassey, Rashard Lewis, 59% Charles Bassey. I have this 15 ticks past push, but also you only need a 76.3 or mid-range to unlock this. So it is extremely, extremely cheap, but it is actually very, very consistent, especially like, you know, your spot up corners, shooting your hot spots. You should obviously be shooting in all your hot spots with these ratings, with this jump shot. But yeah, if you have a little bit of a higher jump shot, then yeah, go check out one of the ones I just showed you. But if you have a very low, like you're a 7 foot plus popper and you only have 76 mid-range or 76.3, and try this jump shot out. Let me show you guys what this one looks like. So yeah, this is the one with a lower rating. It's still Jonathan Isaac base, which is extremely cash, but you don't need as high of requirements like I explained in that. Jonathan Isaac is, in my opinion, the best base for these builds taller than 6'10". But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. This is the final jump shot I'm showing you guys. If you made it this far, do me a favor and drop a like. And if you are using this jump shot right here, shout out to you, because this is actually a jump shot that I used when I was on a build taller than 6'10". I like this, so try this out. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Those are the jump shots. So that wraps it up. Those are all of the jump shots in this video. I gave you guys 9 total jump shots, 3 for each height, all of them using different ratings. So it really doesn't matter what your 3-point rating is, there is a jump shot for you in this video. If you guys did enjoy this video or use any of the jump shots I've shown, please do me a favor and drop a like, sub if you're new, and I'm out.